Since our previous video where we showed you exactly what trade are we going to open, Solana pumped for over 20%. What is going to happen next? Are we going to reject here or are we gonna continue to the upside? You will get to know in this video, so sit back, relax and let's get into it. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Samo for MyCryptoParadise, and before we jump back to Solana, let's just quickly go through some MyCryptoParadise breaking news. This is from our free channel, link in the description. So Jet McCaleb sold all his Ripple here at the lows, publicly selling some famous person from the past experience. This should be considered as bullish. Now, Free ACCO founder files a 5 million claim against his company, 3 Arrows Capital. If you are interested what is going on with them, definitely click on this link. It will redirect you to our website where will be the full article. Next, we have something very interesting here, and this is what we shared with you yesterday, and we told you for the first time a majority is shorting massively here at the resistance of the range 19,022k, which calls allowed for a short squeeze. We showed you exactly the ratio between short and longs, and as you know, right now we are breaking from the range high. We have been updating you about the range high and range low in the previous video as well, and as you can see, right now there was a huge pump with a great volume, and we are continuing above the range and we are going to $28,000. So this is something to keep in mind, because we have been updating you in our free channel, MyCryptoParadise news channel, yesterday that this is exactly going to happen, and today we made another update in our MyCryptoParadise news channel that over 600 million liquidations just in 24 hours happened, and it was mostly in shorts, and we warned you about an upcoming short squeeze, and the real move did not even start yet, guys. There will be much more punish short too soon, and this is exactly what is happening. All this pushing above the range high. Right here people start opening their short positions for the first time. Really, nobody was shorting here. They were fear of missing out buying. Here also not, but here right now for the third or fourth time they finally started to think, okay, let's start shorting the top. And whales saw that, right? And they took their liquidity and started to push the price higher. This is something what is happening quite often, and we have been updating you about it. So if you are on my MyCryptoParadise news channel, you are safe, and we hope that you took this information in your profits. Alright guys, so now we are back at Solana. So as you know from our last video, we have been showing you the exact rate we are taking, right? So we have stop loss around $28. We have been entering the position at around 38.72, so around here, and we have the last sell target at around $79 for around 100% profit, right? So right now, as we already told you, we have moved by around 20%, and here we have the first sell target. So if we take a look at lower time frame, let's just zoom in at 1 hour so we can see what is happening in the lower time frame. We are basically doing this kind of movement, parabolic movement I would say, where we move high, then we make a lower high, and we are just pushing up, right? So right here at $50, there is a level of interest, as we have been already updating you about in the previous video. So the first sell target is actually for around 30% profit, and we are usually very strict about our take profit areas. However, if we will see that the price action is start to make a lower low, so if we will go below here, we will move our stop loss to break even, just to be safe. Normally what we are doing, we are moving stop loss to break even after we hit the first sell target. However, in these kind of volatile markets which we are experiencing right now, we want to play it more careful. If you want to be profitable in the long term, this kind of risk management measurements is something you need to practice all the time. it really takes only one day of being too lazy to do something like this, and it can wreck you basically, right? So if you want to do it properly, you need to do it smartly, right? So this is exactly what we are gonna do right now. It seems that this is gonna make another higher low, and we will continue to the upside. So the price action, watching the price action is very important right here on the lower time frame. Confirmation of course should be on 4 hour, so we are waiting. We have 3 hours 40 minutes left for this candle to show us what is going to happen. If there will be close below this situation right here, we will maybe start taking profits earlier for around 18%, just to make sure that we pay ourselves for the trade. But you will be informed in Paradise Family VIP about our actions in the real time. So this is from the lower time frame perspective. Once we hit, definitely right now we know that once we hit $50, we will move stop loss to break even, as we always do, just to make sure that the rest of the trade is secured and we can ride it back to the $78. From the long-term perspective, and this is something interesting to note, from the long-term perspective, this can be actually the long-term bottom area. So you can see on the chart here, this is a weekly chart, and you can pretty clearly see what is happening right here around this level is something similar what have been happening at 2021 right here, when we have been forming this kind of bottom accumulation zone before we start moving to the upside. So this is pretty similar. This support zone is very important to be held by Solana, and if we are going to hold it, we are definitely going back above the all-time high. Right now, how the great money can be made from this kind of knowledge is that the accumulation zone is gonna take a little bit more while, right? So basically you can play the zigzag movement. So you are entering always at resistances, you are entering short positions, and at supports you are entering a long position, right? So once we hit the $78, we will obviously start looking for some short trades, right? Around this level. So the zigzag movement in the accumulation before we start moving to the upside above the all-time high should look something like this. So this should be the range low, this should be the range high, the new range high after that, right? We don't think that the macro bottom will be formed so easily like this. We think it will take a little bit more time, and with this kind of knowledge, if you know that these accumulation zones take time, you can use it for your own good, and you can be making pretty good profits from the long positions, same as you can be making good profits from the short positions. So we will be looking with Paradise Family VIP on the potential deals. Right now we are still in the long position, which is going pretty well. Fundamentally the Solana is still pretty strong, and we will come back with a new video and we will update you about our position. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed this video. This was Simon from MyCryptoParadise, and see you next time.